Welcome to my blind reaction of the finale of Perfect Match. Okay, so if you follow Perfect Match online, you've probably seen my comments because I comment on everything.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Yeah, I'm all in the drama anyway, so I might as well start becoming like a commentary person for reality TV. 1 + 1 = 2. Might as well just make a channel where I dish about all this stuff. Why am I not doing that? Anyway, so it starts out showing the last episodes, and then it kicks right into Marissa and Damari fighting. Like, it fought, and then it picks back up right where it left off with Marissa and Damari fighting from the night before. And yeah, it's early morning and they seem to be working things out. Surprisingly. Did not expect that. So yeah. We'll see where it goes next. I'm literally blind reacting. I'm watching it as I'm going right now. So I'm gonna pause, go watch some more, and come back. Okay, so I really love Jimmy. I've known Jimmy from like way back in his basketball days. He used to do TikTok videos with like basketball and stuff, and I used to love those little thirst trap videos. So it's cool to see him on reality TV like this. Allie was asking a really dumb question. And by the way, I love Allie. I love her. So no Allie slander in the comments, please. But she was asking, what's going on? Anyway, Jimmy Setos just summed it up beautifully. And he said, love is complicated. Love is complicated. Love is complicated. Things happen. We don't hate Marissa over here, but we hold her accountable for her actions. However, I think that Marissa loves hard, and I really love that about her. So I got like a soft spot for her in my heart. I'm not rooting for them as a couple, and we already know she's married now with a baby on the... Oh, wait, no, I don't know if there's a baby confirmed. I'm not saying that. Don't quote me. That is all alleged. But when it comes to her relationship status, she is actually engaged or married. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, so she's happy. She's living her life, and I'm happy for her. Honestly, Damari's saying that he still wants to make it work and that he doesn't want to lose what they have. I'm like, you know what? That really could have been something if, the maturity level was there on both ends. But I feel like Damari was just happy with her crashing out over him and played the victim, and then she just crashed too hard when she didn't need to. I don't know. But other than that, like low-key, I liked them. Low-key, just a little. So they're getting into the challenge, and to be honest, I'm watching this with new eyes because of the whole Allison saying that Yaman was rude. I'm staring at Yaman and watching like every little, because I just know she's right. I just know it. I know he's a clout chasing weirdo. Because why did he match with Natalie? In my opinion, there was no real chemistry there. So that's why I think Allison was right. Okay, so now we're at the point where there's challenges, whatever. We're at the challenge point. I'm snoozing throughout the challenge. It's some sort of compatibility challenge, obstacle course, build stuff, eat food. I don't know. Can everyone just stand around being hot? Why do we gotta do these challenges? Anyway, that's okay. So I'm snoozing through the challenge. I don't even remember what happened, what's going on. I just know that Allison and Allison said something about throwing up. I don't know. And Damari and what's her name are going hard on the challenge again. Like, you guys just won. Let somebody else win. I mean, why are you guys trying so hard to win? You've had all the dates. Let somebody else get a date in paradise. Let Allison and Jimmy get a date in paradise. Anyway, and then what's her name? Natalie is saying something about Yaman and her not winning a thing. I don't know. Like, girl, you are not a serious couple here. Like, nobody believes you're a serious couple. Okay, so Dave and Sophie won. Yay, thank God. Because what the hell, Damari and Marissa? Like, why are you trying to win? Anyway, so Dave and Sophie won. Woo! Yeah. Their date starts out with them talking kind of about the distance and how they're scared. And Sophie kind of talks about how this is the first time she's been her real self. And you know what? I watched Love Island too. Or not Love Island. I watched Love is Blind too. And I can sense that. That's probably why she didn't like fully 100% connect with anyone in there. She doesn't show her full personality. So yeah. Anyway, Sophie starts out talking about how she doesn't really get to show her full personality sometimes because she always feels like she's too much. And I think a lot of us can be like that sometimes. So Sophie and Dave are in the boardroom. Sophie wants to bring in Chris because she wants it to be something that's like, doesn't ruffle anyone's feathers. She wants to win perfect match, right? And then Dave wants to bring in Brie because he wants to ruffle the feathers. He wants to give us a show. And you know what? I'm all for it. I'm just like rooting, like, yes, bring it in. Dave, the drama I'm looking for. Thank God for Dave. Thank God for Dave. Bringing in Chris makes no sense. He's right. He's just going to couple up with Kayla. Nobody's right about that. Bring in Brie. Okay, so Jimmy's made it clear he's coming in for Allie, which I really like. I'm like, okay, maybe Jimmy's not so fake. Who knows? But, yeah. And then Allie's like, I want to believe him, but things might be too late because things are going really well with her and Hashim. And I'm like, does she know Hashim already? I'm thinking that Hashim and Allie already know each other. I'm kind of convinced that Hashim and Allie already know each other because I just feel like she's so into him already and it doesn't make sense. We haven't seen anything. Hashim is so quiet. He talks in this little soft voice. And that's fine. But I just feel like we haven't seen enough for Allie to be this hooked on him. I think they already knew each other, or they're doing that Spotify talking thing that everyone's saying is going on over there. I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested to see how this date goes. So back to watching. So they picked Brie, and I'm really excited. I love her energy coming in. Brie's just so gorgeous. She walks in my opinion, a little too excited about finding a man because I'm just like, girl, there's no men left. You already met all these guys. Who's the man you're finding? However, I think they have to come in like, oh yeah, I'm gonna find a man. Like, I think they have to kind of say that because I'm just like, girl, what men are left? Because this one's taken. Anyway, you can cross them all off the list. But yeah, as we saw by the trailer, her and Damari are gonna get into a chat. So Brie gets a date just like Jimmy did. And of course she picks Damari. It looks like she wanted to pick Yaman or Hashim, but they were producers were probably you gotta have to pick Damari. And Sophie's just like, you can't be greedy, pick somebody. Like, okay, girl. I thought that was really funny. Anyway, so of course Brie picked Damari and Marissa already starts crashing out. And I like the way her mind just hits, right? Like it's just like right straight to the worst case scenario, you know? So Brie picks Damari, Marissa spiraling, yada, 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 same song and dance. Marissa, you're too predictable. Stop being predictable. That's one thing I've learned in life. Don't be predictable. Because then when you do stuff like that, guess what? People think that's who you are. Period. So Marissa, do different shit. Anyway. Honestly, I was in the comments, so the finale's kind of spoiled for me. However, that could be why I'm snoozing so much, because I already know the outcome. When you guys spoil the crap out of these shows in the comments, which is my fault for picking up a phone and reading comments. However, I have shit to do. I can't watch it right away, but I'm still nosing. I want to know what's going on. So, anyway, I'm snoozing. So I'm just going to come back at the end and we'll debrief everything. But who I'm rooting for, Jimmy and Allison. Okay? Because I'm a Jsoto fan since this basketball days on TikTok. That's my boy. So I'm rooting for him. Allison, I actually liked her on Building the Bands. I think you guys are tripping. I loved her on Building the Bands. She was Beyonce of the group. Yes, she might have been a little too tough on the girls. However, they made it further because she was so tough. You know, I actually think that's true. But just their vibes. They were all powerhouse singers. It was a bad grouping to begin with. She should have picked the other people. Or it would have been nice if she had the little Filipino one and the blonde one from the other group. It would have been tea. Anyway, this is not about building a band. However, I liked Allison on building the band. I actually was like, even though she's, she's a little bit much, she was the Beyonce of the group, She was dedicated. I liked it. I like dedication. This is why I'm not a reaction channel or a podcast like this that, watches shows and talks about it. Because I love the shows, however. And then I get distracted by myself. Anyway. Honestly, I was really confused because while Marissa was crashing out as usual, talking about good luck, girl, getting her man, it's the most confident crash out I've ever seen. I don't get it. However, I do like Marissa. But anyway, Natalie's over there going, can someone tell me what she was doing while Marissa was talking? Was she having a panic attack? Her stomach hurting? Was she hot? I don't know what that was, but I'm curious. Anybody know? Anyway, back to watching. Sheem being all like, I get what I want anytime I want. I'm Mr. Steer Girl. Like, who are you trying to convince? Like, you don't even sound like you believe yourself. Sit down. We all watched you try and tempt on Temptation Island, and you didn't tempt shit. Okay? And I get it. It's hard to tempt on Temptation Island. It is. However, saying that you always get what you want, it don't even sound right coming out of your soft voice, okay? So just relax. Have a seat. Jimmy's in love, and I love that for him. Anyways, I fell asleep and forgot to film because my phone died. But yes, Jimmy and Allison didn't win. They didn't win. Dave and Sophie did. Okay, bye.